Okay, so just like that, we don't have any snow anymore. It's not just like that, as you know, it's probably one of the longest drawn out winters we've had in a long time. It is April 26th, and a couple of things on the go. Finally, starting the cabin after 4 long freaking years. When I first got this property, I was completely naive. I had it in my head that it would take me probably a year to 2 years and I would magically have this cabin. Not the case. With work being in the way and side jobs being in the way and everything else being in the way, I'm not able to spend as much time here as I'd like to, but the time that I do have, I do enjoy myself quite a bit here. So sometimes I just don't work on weekends, and yeah, this kind of being probably one of the ones that I'm not going to be doing a lot of work because it's raining right now. It's Saturday afternoon, so probably almost 3 o'clock now. Got up here a couple hours ago, but I've been working on the machine, doing some oil changes and stuff like that in the final drives. I got to do an oil change on the actual engine, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow afternoon to do that. But as it stands right now, this is the beginning of the foundation. So that is basically, where are we at here? Is this a zoom? Oh, no, that's the zoom, so we don't want that. There we go. Okay, that is pretty much solid granite. We don't have, obviously, 4 feet of depth for a proper foundation, but that's fine. I'm not really too worried about that, because if I'm on granite, then I'm not going to have to worry about frost heaves. But anyway, there's just a natural high point here, and that kind of drains off and around. So I'm going to, I think as of right now, I'm going to try and find a bunch of rock and build a stone foundation. I'm saying that right now. I may change my mind, because last week my mind was made up that I was just going to put an actual wood foundation and just kind of treat it so that it would last 60 to 100 years in optimal conditions. Now I'm kind of second guessing that again, and I think I want to put some footings down and then do a stone foundation all the way around the perimeter, and then I'm going to put some clear stone around on the outside of that. Then everything will just magically drain off into this area here, and basically I'm going to fill it back up again, but it's going to just drain off in this direction, so that if any water comes off there, it sheds down here and not into the base area of the cabin itself. I had to dig this huge gargantuan stone out of there, and I was basically just dragging it from that top corner up there all the way through here. And I was going to let it just magically go into the pond, but it kind of stayed here, and I thought, you know what, that's probably a good spot. So then I grabbed a couple more rocks, and I'm going to grab a couple more, and I'm going to continue this and almost just be like a retaining wall, and then build up some dirt along this area here, so that this could be the patio and the fire pit on the outside. But this is the view that I have from the front porch of the cabin. So I'm pretty excited about that. I also spent some time cleaning this area. I want to try and get things a little bit more organized, since I have the machines and everything like that now, and I'm able to do a lot more grunt work and hard work with them. It's not so much trying to keep all of the material close by to where the cabin is going to be. I've got scattered piles of milled wood, there, over here as well, over in this area here as well. So what I've done is I've cleared out this area here, and I'm going to try and level this out the best that I can, so that when I'm taking the milled wood off of the mill, it can come straight over to here and be organized in hardwood pile, softwood pile, 6x6s, 8x8s, 2x4s, all that wonderful stuff. That's what I have in my head right now, but as you can see, with the trees that I've taken out of here, it has left quite the boneyard of rocks. So I'm going to try and utilize these rocks for the foundation. But I don't know how far rocks go down and dirt starts, or the granite slab that this probably sits on starts somewhere as well. I don't know. So I'm going to, since it's raining right now on and off, I'm going to spend the day kind of cleaning up this whole area. Just got some new teeth on the digging bucket. Lost a couple of teeth last weekend, so just bit the bullet and bought some new ones. But they'll be nice for kind of raking all this roots out and organic stuff, and kind of organizing stones into small, medium, gargantuan. And yeah, so that's kind of the plan so far. I've still got this giant pile of wood to mill here, which is a mixture of some ash, maple, some hemlock as well, some of which is just going to be probably for, you know, more decorative wood. You know, you can see that one that's fairly rotten through the center there. So, you know, whatever I get out of that, who knows. But yeah, I want to be able to, when I bring the trees up, at least mill them into cants and get the bark off of it so that they can start drying. And then I can kind of mill everything else out. Other projects is this mill is still on its original temporary footings. So I've got to do that as well. So I think when I start getting into more of the milling portion of what I need to be doing, I'm going to move that mill. I've got some steel up at the front that I'm going to either do a mill trailer, or I've got another trailer that I was building for one of the machines, and I've now abandoned that since I had to purchase a triaxle. So I actually may use that as a base for the mill as well, which is already it's pretty much done already, and that would be at least a solid structure for that as well. But yeah, other than that, here we are, and let's start digging. Okay, so this video is probably going to be like all over the place. If I've already dug up the rocks, this is kind of like the second weekend after that. I think I'll put a bit of the rock digging. It was kind of boring, but anyway, we finished the digging out the foundation for the cabin. A couple of different ideas on what to do with that, whether it's a wood foundation or a block foundation of some sort of kind. Anyway, regardless, it will be something. But in order for me to do anything with that, I need to first be able to get the truck and the trailer back to the cabin site. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So this is the crossing here. We need to be bringing in some more gravel to kind of fill in that area there. But this is kind of like a small, a narrow part of the roadway. So I'm taking a bunch of rocks. I did this last night. A bunch of rocks, and basically kind of filling in that side, building a makeshift retaining wall. And then as we go up here, I took down some ash last night that were they were dead, so it would have fallen anyway. And the area that I'm going to be digging out, I'm going to take some of that soil and bring that over here today, so that that kind of fills this in area. It's kind of got a wet spot here as well, so I might end up putting some drainage along in here to try and keep this dry. But I'll see how it looks when I get some gravel in here. Maybe just the gravel base will be fine. But it depends how the 6-inch or the 3-inch minus is this year. Last year it was 3-inch minus with huge chunks, so it was almost like 6-inch minus. So I'm hoping it's a little bit smaller this year. Yeah, anyway. Fast forward ahead, and you can see the trees that I took down last night. I'll have to run back and grab the chainsaw and cut these bad boys up. Just up there, and then as soon as I get this kind of area done, I've got to fix some sections of the road and fill in some muddy areas. So first couple of loads tomorrow, because today is Sunday. Quarry opens up on Monday. So the first couple of loads there are going to be just fixing up the roadway. So anyway, this area here, this is where I'm going to get a lot of my dirt. I'm probably going to take down a bunch of these as well. But I want to eventually put a sugar shack there. So a lot of these maples I do tap, but what I would like to do is maybe at one point in time, not next year, but maybe the year after, is run a line along all the maple trees and just have it gravity fed down to a bin down here where I have a sugar shack. So kind of kill two birds with one stone, clear out an area, but make an area that we can build something on. So I'm hopeful that it's not just 1 foot of dirt and then all solid rock, which it may very well be, because that's pretty much what everything is around here. But we'll get this area cleaned up and get digging. Bugs are getting bad. Okay, so I'm gonna go get some bug spray on, and not as much dirt as I would have liked. Basically getting right into bedrock, which is kind of, again, what I expected. But a little bit of a pile anyway, and then got a nice little pile of rocks here, so I'm gonna start taking these rocks back to the crossing, and before I get the skid steer to move this pile of dirt, and then put that on the crossing as well. Yeah, but the bugs are actually killing me right now, so gonna go check on the dog who's got a sore foot, so she is in the trailer, and yeah, that is that. Alright, just had a quick little lunch, checked on the dog. She's all good. She did a lot of running yesterday, hurt her paws, so anyway, this is how we're getting along here. Hold on a second. This is how we're getting along here. So you can see this is kind of like the narrow part of the crossing. So putting these rocks just to kind of build up this area. I'll probably start building some rocks, putting rocks on each side. And I want to move this stream over and widen it a little bit there, but that's on the never-ending list of things to do. So I'm going to basically put some more rocks along in here, kind of stack them up, and then start bringing some of that earth in. I'm pretty sure that will get eaten up very quickly with the amount of dirt that I have there, which is very minimal. So yeah, just assemble all these and go from there. Okay, Monday morning now, and excuse me. This is the roadway. That was a better part of it. There's a couple of sections that I need to clean up, just level out a bit. I don't want to put tons of money into the road because it's kind of a shared access, and some of the other guys, I've approached them, but they're not really eager to fix the road, as if you fix the road too much, it makes people want to come down it. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I've already had a couple of vehicles at the front gates, one with an ATV. I'm sure he had a fun time turning around. But yeah, another section up here. That little low point right there, so the long equipment trailer does bottom out, so when the tires hit this low point, it bottoms out on this section up here, and then so that'll take a load. This section up here, I definitely want to put some gravel here as well, because it gets really soupy. Anyway, so hopefully I won't be spending too many loads or too much money on the road, and we can just kind of get back to bringing as much loads as we can, loads of gravel, into the property as we can, to help build that, the crossing, finish up the crossing, and do the driveway to the cabin site. And then depending on how this stuff is, it's supposed to be 3" minus. Last year I got some of it and it was like 6" minus. There was just giant boulders. It made it really hard to move around and get anything kind of level. So I'm really hoping that they fix that issue at the quarry. If not, then I'll just do what they say is 3" minus as a base, and then have to put some 5/8 crush on top of it, which isn't exactly optimal for the situation. I would just rather have what it's advertised as is 3" minus. Anyway, long-winded explanation for the task for today. Not sure how much recording I'm going to be doing because it is a little bit boring, just kind of dropping dirt, dropping gravel, and rinse and repeat, kind of like yesterday as well. But yeah, I'll probably put a couple of videos or something on if I have to. I'm trying not to having to bring the excavator up here. So if it is a decent 3" minus, I should hopefully be able to spread it out just with a tailgate spread. But we shall see. Anyway, that is that. Got to pay attention to the road because there's nice little boulders of awesomeness everywhere, and branches that I'm cutting some down as I go. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so that is the first load. 5.97 tons, so about 6 tons. So I guess they realized that they had chunky and not so chunky 3" minus, and there was a selection of 2 types of 3" minus. One was the bigger stuff, which I'm guessing is going to like the 6" chunks that I got last year, and the other stuff is in fact 3" minus, which looks really, really good. So now this is the first time this truck has hauled anything in my possession. So we will see how this thing turns out. Everything's good so far. The other truck I had to have in 4-wheel drive coming out of the quarry because it's pretty loose gravel, and so this one I did not have to this time. But anyway, time to pay attention to the road and not talking to you. Bye bye. So there's a saying, all is good until it isn't. And this is how far I got up the road. I am just to the top of the hill, and the truck is screaming all of its warnings and not liking life, and yeah. So this is where, unfortunately, the first load will have to go, is on this hill. Damn it, didn't want this. Yeah, that sucks, because putting this loose stuff down is only going to make this hill even worse for more loads. But we'll see if I can just drop maybe a half a load or something. Okay. Fun times. Okay, so that wasn't completely horrible. I managed to save probably about a good half that load, but that does mean that I'm gonna have to come back up here with the machine and fix this section here. So I guess having a little bit on this area isn't the worst thing in the world, but yeah. Anyway, also pruning trees as I stop as well, because I like to scratch your car. Yeah, anyway, okay, bye. And that is where the truck will stay while I go get the excavator. So, drop the rest of that load on the first spot. And this is another spot here that I'm gonna drop another load, but there is another area. So, next 2 more loads are definitely going to be eaten up at the road, and probably more than that, because there's other areas that I want to get in here as well, just certain low spots. But now I am walking back to camp to go get the Mini and fix the road. I have this out like that, and then you can see me as I'm walking. Yeah. That's that. Always an adventure. Okay, so I didn't have the action camera, so didn't record any of me moving the gravel around there on the hill. But anyway, I'm done that. That was only an hour of screwing around, but also got rid of some of the gravel here. I think eventually I'm going to have to put a culvert in here, because this is continuously running more times than it's not. But make a path for the water to go with my feet, and it should go. And I've topped up this little low spot here. So hopefully, with any good luck, I should be able to make it up that hill. So I won't be grabbing 6 tons next time, which is unfortunate, because the more loads, the bigger the loads, the less trips. But if you can't make it up the hill, there's no point. And there's more other hills to climb, like this one here that I'm climbing. Funny thing is that the camera never depicts hills the way that they really are. But maybe you could tell by my out-of-shaped breath that this one's fairly steep. So anyway, back to the truck, turn this bad boy around, and get back to the quarry. Okay, so that was a bit more of a success. It's only about 5 tons that I grabbed this time. And I got a camera set up on the trailer right now, so you probably watched it already. So already it's a lot better kind of coming through that one sloppy section. And here comes another hill. Okay. One area has a really low spot. It's not bad right now when it's dry, but when it's wet, it is not so very. Oh, there, I can see it right there. Not so very good. Okay. Oh. All right. So I'm gonna go grab the Mini X and. Grab the Mini X and take care of this area here. That is this area right here, so I'll just clean up this first, and then I'll put some gravel down just on here. I'll level it off a little bit with the dirt that's here, and then create a little bit of drainage down there. That's where I've got it originally going anyway, but as soon as the tire tracks go through it, it makes it a blockage, and and nothing works. And yeah, okay. I will walk. And I think maybe what I'll do after this one here, I'll go back to the trailer, go grab the dog, and let her come for a couple of loads with me. I feel bad. She's stuck there with her poor paws. Right, talk to you in a bit. Okay, so imagine that same type of thing for another kilometer. That's what I got going on. I'm hoping that I'm not sure if I said it already, but I'm hoping I can just get enough done on the road that I can, it's fine for now type of thing, and I can just start getting loads back to the property, because time is going to run out very quickly. You think you got days and days worth of work to do, just any little thing can just take up the majority of your morning, let's just say. So anyway, just walking back to grab the Mini X now, and the rest of this load I'm going to dump up at the top there and go grab another load. But like I said, I think I might go get the dog first, see how she's doing. Yeah, anyway, talk to you in a bit. Okay, so we managed to get 3 loads of gravel to the property today, and all 3 were, actually 4, sorry, there's 3 loads on the crossing, and then there's 1 load still in the trailer. So basically I've been backing down and then driving across here, I drove as far as I could before the trailer started sinking and all the new stuff that we put down yesterday. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to spread this out, and then I'm going to try and carry as much as I can up the hill, and then hopefully we can make it solid enough that I can, you know, do full runs and then turn around up at the cabin site with the dump trailer. That would make things a lot easier, because right now I'm having to back down this pretty interesting section. So anyway, we're gonna get this spread out and see what we can do. Okay, so I wish I had recorded that backup job, because I hit the whole shot in one go. Not like the other time where I, you know, fell off to the side and then I got hung up in the trees that have now. Something just miraculously happened. Just I don't know. I don't understand. Now they're out of my way. So anyway, I'm gonna bring a load in, bring it here. Just build up this embankment just a bit, make it a little bit wider, because that corner is a little bit tight. But oh yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Actually, it's 6:15. So a little bit of juicy ass IPA from Flying Monkeys. Oh, I got this spread out. I might want to probably put another load here, but I actually was able to back the trailer up right up to this point back here where you see the kind of the damp soil or damp gravel. So anyway, let's hope this kind of sets up overnight and gets harder as the time goes by. But yeah, I'll have to put another probably 2 loads there, and then hopefully I can then start driving forward instead of having to reverse and getting back to this portion here. So there's another area that I'll probably need about 2 or 3 loads, and I'm sure I could just go and try and find dirt to you know, make up for this area, but time is of the essence. So I think I got 7 loads in today. So they open at 7, and I was a bit late going. So hopefully I can make a good day for tomorrow. I haven't checked the weather yet. Nadine said it's now forecast for rain, but anyway, this is the other low spot here. So there's a bit of a angle there, and then this is a nice piece of bedrock here, and then there. So probably at least a load there and a load there, and then I should be able to make my way back to the cabin / mill site. And then yeah, I'd like to coat this whole thing with gravel, but again, I really want to try and get the harder spots first. This spot here for sure, because I want to be able to bring a sea can in, but I need the other trailer for that, and that's got a dove or like a beaver tail on the back, so it will definitely get hung up and then probably damaged there. So if I can make this transition from here to there a lot less than what it is, that would make me happier. Yeah, and then if I can get enough done, then potentially in the next couple of weeks I could get another sea can, and that would be fantastic, because I've got no more room in my sea can, and as the trailer is being a little bit more habitated by humans, aka you know, the family's going to be coming up at some point in time, probably May 24 weekend, May 24 weekend. I'm not sure if all you crazy kids call it that anymore, but Victoria Day. They will probably wanting to be coming up that weekend, and that means all the tools that I have in the trailer has got to find a home. So yeah, anyway, that will be it for tonight, as you can tell. I am now off duty. Just gonna barbecue some salmon for tonight and some rice. Not barbecuing the rice, microwaving the rice. Uncle Ben's is my favorite type of rice now because 2 minutes in the microwave and you have rice. Wild rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice, regular rice, rice. Okay. If anything interesting happens, I will let you know. I don't think I'm going to have a fire tonight either. I'm just tired. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. That was a whole shot. Man, the mosquitoes are bad. Yeah. So that's, and that proves to me that this is, the roadway is good. Well, a little bit of a sinkage there. Right, just a touch of a sinkage there, but that's all right. So I'm getting this load as far back as I can. I'll probably do a couple of more, maybe 2 more loads here, and then I'll be going pretty much right back. I want to get a couple loads up at the camp or the cabin site for sure, and then I'll concentrate on that other section that is that I kind of showed you guys yesterday. So anyway, this is loud and obnoxious, and yeehaw! Good day, good day. Well, that was incredibly annoying. I thought I had captured the backing up in one shot on the action camera that was attached to the trailer, and all I did was take 2 photos because I reformatted it last night and it basically went to video or photo mode on a quick turn on as opposed to video mode. So, lesson learned. I'm sure I'll make that mistake again, but probably not within this week. So, anyway, back to the quarry we go, and I'll be backing in again, probably 2 more times. So let's see if I can get it right the next time. So, got to pay attention to the trail. Bye-bye. Okay, so I guess my eyes were a little off on this load, and we're at 5.73 tons. So that was kind of like the first load yesterday that I got stuck on the hill. So yeah, a little bit nervous for this one because it's 1 ton heavier, which is another 2,000 pounds or so heavier than what I've been normally able to make it up that big hill. So I'm just gonna go for it, and you guys will find out afterwards if I actually make it up, because I'm not stopping right now. Whew, well, holy crap and white knuckled. Made it. Another big hill here. This one's not as bad, but yeah. Man. That's something else. This is crazy. This has been 4 years of me coming in and out of this road or trail. Oh, man. I'm freaking nuts. Another hill. The dog's still liking it, I think. I'm glad I made it in with this load. I didn't really want to have to bring the excavator out and start spreading on that hill again, because it would have just killed my production for the day. So anyway, let's see if I can record the backup this time. So this is the area that I'm coming around. So it's a fairly tight turn to begin with, but what's happening is the trailer's now sliding off. here, and the truck's basically following along as well. So I'm going to take a couple of buckets and fix that, and then spread that out, and then hopefully I can just from now on go forward through there. So I'm going to lose a little bit of time right now, but I think it's got to be done, or else I'm going to just damage stuff. Okay, I didn't record any of that, but that is a truck. That is a trailer. And that is a load of gravel. So this one was a lighter load, about 4 tons. It's crazy. That little thing right there weighs 4 tons, 8,000 pounds. It's insane. But anyway, we are at the mill site slash cabin site, and this is great. So I was able to kind of pull up there, and I backed into there, and then kind of jockey myself around. So I'll have to move the skid steer on another load here, but I've got to run into town, got to fill up the truck because I'm out of diesel, and then go grab another load and make my way back again. So pretty happy with that. I didn't have to drop a load down at the one section that I thought I needed to, but I will definitely be doing that. But I think I just want to bring a couple of loads up here first, because I want to be able to start leveling out the base of the cabin site with some granular. That was kind of one of my goals for. Well, I had a lot of goals for this week off. Not the whole week even, but yeah, definitely gonna need to take down some more trees up on this one corner, because I am like literally inches away from it with the trailer. And this section here actually stood up well. This was the section that I dropped the trees, and I dug all this stuff up, but so it was pretty loose. But going over with the trailer and truck for the next little bit, we'll definitely pack everything back in. So that's the section there that I thought I was definitely going to need to put some gravel, and I will 100%. But maybe a last load today or something like that, because it's pretty sketchy. And then this tree will have to go, which sucks because it's my camera tree. Get all the wildlife coming through. But you can see I'm not as tight there, but we got a crossing and we got to cross it. So I'm pretty happy. Okay, so that is the final load for the day. So yesterday it was just shy 28 tons, and today 35 tons of gravel. So quite a bit of gravel. I'm just gonna have a quick bite to eat because I'm hungry. I haven't really eaten anything, and then I've got to spread some stone around. I got 3 trailer loads up at the cabin site. That's going to go, in the cabin as a foundation base, but it's also going to probably do a little bit of a driveway there as well. I'm not sure how much I'm actually going to need at the time being. It's windy. Yeah. So and then I've got another load that I dropped off in that one dip that I didn't think I was going to make it. So gonna spread that out. Oh, and then that one area at that corner there as well. So anyway, gonna have a little bite to eat and then get back at her. Okay, so here is the foundation, or the hole, not the foundation, the hole for the foundation. It's approximately 20 by 20. It's all kind of sloping down that way. So my idea, because I've got bedrock here and different formations is I want to put a gravel base, and then I want to put some drainage pipe on top of that gravel base, and then more gravel on top of that, and some fabric, landscape fabric as well, kind of holding the banks up. And then when I have that base 100% done, then I want to put in some clear stone around the foundation, whatever that may be, whether it's wood or rock, or I have no idea. So anyway, gotta work kind of fast here because the rain's supposed to be coming in about maybe an hour and a half or so. But anyway, I will set up the other camera and take a time lapse. Okay, so I'm just gonna go grab a rake and check on the dog, make sure she's all good. But that was 2.5 trailer loads. I've got a little bit left over right there. I don't quite really have a plan, to be honest with you. It's I'm so back and forth on how I want to do this foundation, and my ultimate goal is to be able to have a water, like a big 1,000-liter tote water tank in the basement, quote-unquote basement, so that I want to try and keep some kind of water here for the winter, and try and figure out a way to, keep things warm enough not to freeze, and help just basically a gravity drain system. That every time I leave, I can drain the system quickly back to the water tank, and then the water either being heated somehow, solar, or I don't know. I haven't kind of come up with that yet. But anyway, I had to back drag this section here again. This is where I took down the trees, so it was pretty mushy, so I just filled in the areas and then quickly back dragged it and semi-slicked it up. And then I also did a little bit of this area here. So I've got one more load of gravel left in the truck, and I'm not sure where I'm going to deposit that. It could be in the base for the foundation, or it could be right here, or it could be back over there. It could go anywhere. But yeah, anyway, still plugging away. Keep you posted. Gotta get rid of all these rocks. And see, that's my luck. I think that rock, I have zero skill in any type of sporting ability. That rock was literally like 6 inches away from there. I tossed it. It hit that tree, or that branch, that dead branch, and then came back, and it went exactly where it was. I cannot hit a broadside of a barn if I tried, and for some reason I can do that. Oh well, hidden talents, I guess, right? This is looking really good. Look at this. This is the crossing here. Got gravel up to there, and it's holding well. This is still a little bit soft, but that will harden up. Give it a couple of weeks and it'll be rock solid. And yeah, over time I'll continuously bringing in loads. I need to put probably about 3 loads right here, just to kind of raise it up a little bit, This is that crusher stuff that we got last year, and it was not good. And the only reason why I went with that is because the 3-inch minus was like 5-inch chunks. So anyway, I've talked your ear off. I am back at the trailer. Let's see if we have a sleeping dog somewhere. She's not out front. I really hope she's in the trailer, or else Mama's gonna kill me. Oh, there's my little sleeping dog. Hi. How's your paws? Oh, your poor paws. All right. That is that. Talking to you in a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna need a lot more gravel. Here's kind of the area anyway, but I want to put this drainage stock around the perimeter, but then I'm thinking maybe I should fill in all the low spots as well and still have drainage this way. And then basically this is where I was thinking about putting the water tank. So I don't know how that's going to work yet. If I brought this all up to level, it's going to be sitting almost at grade there from right there. So I can't exactly do that. It still has to be a foundation of some sort, something underground, or else there's no chance for the water tank to be in the bottom, unless I build like the actual foundation up. If I build it all up with stone, it's, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm tired. But it is still calling for rain later on today or tonight. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the final load of gravel down here, because I've pretty much, give me a second. That pretty much used everything that I've had here, so I'll just bring that other load here, and then at least it's here and out of the trailer, and if it does rain tonight it doesn't become a giant mud hole. But that is basically what's left of the gravel, so I'll just drop a load right here, and if it ends up being nice tomorrow, I'm just gonna go back to bringing more gravel in, but they are calling for rain the majority of the day, so not sure how that looks, but anyway, don't think I'll film the final thingy. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm so tired. All this work on my days off. Okay, I'll probably get rid of all that. Just say nothing. Okay. Bye-bye.